the tragedy.
And there's a big disconnect.
We spend so much time in school, in universities, in learning centers, learning something which, one, we don't like. Secondly, we end up not doing. What a waste of time.
Absolutely. And the challenge we have is this, unfortunately. But I need to appreciate that education was a very noble idea. Very noble idea. And the word educo, Latin, means, you know, unleashing, releasing, tapping from within. Unfortunately, the current system of education, and not just in Kenya, across the world, does not help you discover who you are. Let's use a very, very simple example, Mike. Take an egg, for example.
Yes.
And I say this very humbly. The potential for an egg to become a chicken, Mike, is within the egg.
Wait, I need to conceptualize that. The potential for an egg to become a chicken
is within the egg, true or not?
Okay, it's not without. That's
it's not without. True, yes. The power is
just
within.
Like the seed.
Number two, the formula that facilitates the egg to change from within, transform, and become a chicken is also within. So both the potential and the formula are within. And that is why the egg does not go to school to become a chicken.
Wow.
Because it only needs what, Mike? It only needs to be incubated, nurtured in the right environment. Similarly, the potential for a human being to be great, to be productive, to live a life of excellence at the workplace is within. There is not a single human being in this world who cannot be a great performer, who cannot produce excellence, who cannot be able to live a life of excellence at the workplace. But unfortunately, sometimes the environment, like you said, for example, if the egg is not incubated in the right environment, it is going to die from within. And therefore then, the employer has a very, very significant, very cardinal role to play in as far as helping the employees, the workers, to bring out the greatness within them. So if you allow me then, I see the employer as an incubator of the greatness that the people have.
Within.
And if the employer is not using the right mechanisms or skills of the environment, that potential within the people then may wilt or may not come out. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, let's go back to the employee, because that's key.
Yes.
Looking at, for instance, the celebrations yesterday, there are many who left dejected.
Yes.
Because the minimum wage possibly was not touched on as they would have expected. And many of us possibly will find, and maybe I'd like to hear your comments on this, that we expect our employer to increase our wages for us to be happier. But the minute that happens, you realize within a short time, you again change to a point where you're thinking it's still not enough.
Wow. It's very true. Even as when I was working, I did expect every other time, every year during the appraisal, that my employer would certainly increase my salary or probably take me to the next level. But there's something that I need to say. The biggest challenge, the number one challenge really is not about employee and employer. The number one challenge is that we as employees, the employees, have not realized that they need to take charge of their destiny at the workplace. They need to take charge of their destiny at the workplace. Number one, the employer may not always review our salaries upwards. The employer may not always promote us for various reasons. Revenue versus cost and so on and so forth. Or probably lack of enough positions for you to be promoted to. But I think I need to say this with all humility. If an employee realizes, excuse me, I'm not just a mere worker. I'm not a mere employee. I, as Mbugua Mumbi, I am a consultant at my workplace. Whether I am a T-boy, I am a T-girl, I'm in logistics, I am a cleaner, I am a consultant. And whatever I am doing, my big picture is not myopic. Yes, it's not about a salary. My big picture is I need to grow, and I'm responsible for my growth. And therefore, I will focus on building the consultancy called Mbugua Mumbi, the consultancy called Mike. When Mike realizes, I'm not just here for a salary, he becomes a consultant. You perfect your organization called Mbugua Mumbi International. You build your organization called Mbugua Mumbi. By building your organization, do you know what will happen? Certainly, you're going to realize that your current environment or your current employer cannot contain your personal growth. Either they're going to promote you, or like a chick that is transforming from inside the egg, the very shell that was holding and protecting and giving security to the chick, if at day 21 the chick does not take action, spread its wings and its beak to crush the very shell, that very shell of comfort will kill you. Many of us are overstaying, sorry to say this with all due respect, in positions. Many of us are overstaying in one position, in one department, overstaying even in a company, to say that, such that the very comfort, the very shell that you've been cocooned in becomes your death knell.
Wow.